Good afternoon, sport fans. Welcome to Royal 88.4 FM. It's another opportunity for us to be together to talk sport. What is making news in the world of sport? And today's edition of the program, Sports Eye, especially when our experts join us in the studio, we are going to be looking at Cameroon football. This Wednesday, is Cameroon football facing any danger under Samuel Eto'o's regime? That is the thematic, that is the question we are going to be discussing, because a lot has happened in the game of football this week, and we are going to be cross-examining it, look at how we can rebound Cameroon football to a glorious day. Those are some of the things we are going to be discussing in this program, Sports Art. Sport Art today is the team keeping you company is made up of Riomeli Kume. He is our sound engineer plus copyright clerk. We have Jean-Marie Otto, our video editor, on our Facebook page, Royal FM Cameroon, likewise our YouTube page, Royal FM Cameroon. Sport Eye is produced by Erato Sunduye under the coordination of our own Director General, Jean-Pascal Antala, and it is also in the general supervision. We have Reverend Pastor Bisai Emmanuel Noy. For presentation, my name is Eba Obela Samari, and I will be right back after this music.
I just wanna thank the Lord for this day. Your grace is all I see every day. In everything, Oluwalamai. Come and see it, I told you, Baba. Yeah, no be by power, Eshila Maso. No be by mighty, Eshila Maso. Daddy, now your grace, yeah. Eshila Maso. Thank you for the things you do for me. Eshila Maso. Many better levels where they come my way. Ibare Mareo, turn my life around, Baba, you put the devil to shame. See as you pick me up from the marrow clay and you set my feet upon the rock. I gotta sing your praise till I, but then again enough, but then enough. I just wanna thank the Lord for this day. Your grace is all I see every day. In everything, Oluwalamai. Come and see it, I told you, Baba. Yeah, no be by power, Eshila Maso. No be by mighty, Eshila Maso. Daddy, now your grace, yeah. Eshila Maso. Thank you for the things you do for me. Eshila Maso. We go again. Our life in your lip as a merry-go. Yeah, we held on to Baba God. Now we shaman on non-stop. Akbara Miko, now God the way give me the so therefore I am Superman. I can fly, I got you I just wanna thank the Lord for this day. Your grace is all I see every day. In everything, Oluwalamai. Come and see it, I told you, Baba. Yeah, no be by power, Eshila Maso. No be by mighty, Eshila Maso. Daddy, now your grace, yeah. Eshila Maso. Thank you for the things you do for me. Eshila Maso. No be by power, Eshila Maso. No be by mighty, Eshila Maso. Daddy, now your grace, yeah. Eshila Maso. Thank you for the things you do for me. Eshila Maso. We are again.
Thank you so very much, Romeo Kume, for that piece of music composed by TB1. And it's time to thank you, Lord. Sir, I can fly. I'm a Superman. It's another opportunity. If you are just joining us, you are into sports. Coming to you from Royal 88.4 FM. It is time for us to talk about the mutual assistance and solidarity, MASO. And it's 1, 2, 3. MASO Act 3. What if your solution comes from the mutual assistance and solidarity? Take the rendezvous for July 9, 2023 at the Yaoundé Multipurpose Sports Complex as from 2 p.m. to celebrate African solidarity. Get registered and contribute as from 100 francs CFA. Certainly, you will be the beneficiary of one of the boreholes to be implemented in your neighborhood or town. This according to your choice, oath, and to permit you live a fulfilled life. At MASO, we simply live our African values. With 8 days to go to the end of registration and contribution into the mutual assistance and solidarity MASO, 18 days to the July 9 raffle draw ceremony. The mutual assistance and solidarity has studied wise to provide boreholes. This year's edition will have 10 boreholes will be at the disposal of mutualists who have either registered into the mutual assistance and solidarity MASO Gold or MASO Classic in your neighborhood, and you need to be 20 of you in your neighborhood. You got the opportunity of having this of having a borehole for the people of your community. One of the reasons for the provision of these 10 boreholes that have been made available by the mutual assistance and solidarity is to first of all provide water, which many have described as the basic unit of life. That is, water is life, as most people say. And in some neighborhoods in the capital city, Yaoundé, in environs, a lot of people go for weeks, months without even getting a drop of water. So looking at the important role water play in our life, looking at the important role water equally play in some of our economic activities, the mutual assistance and solidarity thought it wise to provide some boreholes to localities that are in need of this borehole. You just need to rally yourself as mutualists who are up to date with their contribution, and rest assured the mutual assistance and solidarity will be able to provide you with this borehole. And with just 100 francs, you can come out of the shackle of poverty, contribute 100 francs daily, and you stand a chance to benefit a borehole for your locality. What an opportunity for you to be 1 or 2 or 3 or up to 20 members of your community that will be able to give water to your community. To obtain this borehole for your community, you just need to be 20 mutualists with up to date with your contribution. Address a handwritten application to MASO Pole indicating your neighborhoods and where the borehole will be implanted. This will be as from the 9th of July 2023, and to equally tell you that the boreholes are of the latest. And if you are into the mutual assistance and solidarity and you have contributed your 26,000 francs from your 100 francs daily contribution, we are talking about the 51st week of contribution into the mutual assistance and solidarity that started on the 19th. Will wrap up on the 24th of June 2023, and at this point of this 51st week, you are supposed to be at 25,500 francs in your contribution. And so that's on June the 29th, you will complete with your contribution and start to benefit from the advantages of the mutual assistance and solidarity MASO. There is still possibility for you to register into the mutual assistance and solidarity MASO. With 8 days, you can change the table, you can turn things around for the benefit of yourself, your family, and your community. Especially when we are talking about provision of a borehole to your community. The people of Febe Village today, they have a borehole because they stand as one person in solidarity, and today water is no longer a serious problem when it comes to the population of Febe Village. Those of Ekunu have equally benefit, Kundum have equally benefit, those of Simeon have equally benefit, and those of Obele have equally benefit. Not forgetting those of Ahala. Those are places where the mutual assistance and solidarity have been able to plant a borehole to those communities, and today they are benefiting from this water. quarter. You too can do the same. Just rally yourself in the community, be up to date with your contribution, and stand an opportunity for you not only to provide water for your community, but also stand an opportunity to participate in the July 9 raffle draw ceremony, where you can become an opportunity to be selected as a beneficiary for the different finances of your different projects, or equally school fees loan for the schooling of your children, be it in the primary, secondary, those who are studying in the university, or those who are studying out of the country. You can equally get the opportunity to become an automobile owner through the provision of motorcycles, tricycles, taxis, private car, picnic cars, HIAS buses. You can equally be the lucky winner of a villa through the mutual assistance and solidarity. You can equally have household equipment or income generating activities that can boost up. Those are some of the things you can benefit. You can equally benefit from the natural advantages of becoming a member of the mutual assistance and solidarity. The health benefit is there, the whole scheme benefit is there, where 5 million francs is being given to you. And you discover that if you register, we are talking about the boreholes. You are not only going to give boreholes to your community, but you as an individual, you also stand the opportunity to benefit from the different advantages of the mutual assistance and solidarity. Just rush to any Renapo Finance SA agency. We have 27 of such agency in Cameroon, 13 of them in the capital city, Yaoundé. You just go to any Renapo Finance SA agency, you register into the mutual assistance and solidarity mass, or you meet us here at the radio house, where FM is situated at Kamer, beside the bus stop to the University of Yaoundé to Soa. We are Immobile Binam, second floor. You meet us there within 8 days. You can still stand the opportunity to register into the mutual assistance and solidarity mass. You can also equally go to those places, especially those who have completed their contribution, be it Maso Classic or Maso Gold. You can equally stand an opportunity to carry out what we call the pre-identification process, which is ongoing. Just rush to the Maso poll at Squabank. You have the opportunity to carry out your pre-identification process, or you go to Renapo Finance SA head office, which is situated at the Ligefa here in Yaoundé. You can equally carry out this pre-identification process, or you meet us here at the radio house, where FM Cameroon, situated at Kamer, beside the bus stop to the University of Yaoundé to Soa. You will equally carry out this pre-identification process. It would just worth noting that when you are going along, go along with a photocopy of your identification document. Equally carry 2 passport size photograph, a photocopy of your cash contribution booklet. Go with 10 names and their dates of birth, places of birth of members of your family, where they too can also benefit from the advantages of the mutual assistance and solidarity. We are talking about 35% discount in all health benefits. If you have any difficulty carry out your activities into the mutual assistance and solidarity, especially the registration process, or benefiting from the different advantages of the mutual assistance and solidarity, just call us at 693 930231, 693 930231, 231, and rest assured that your problem will be solved. It will worth noting that within 8 days you can turn the table, register into the mutual assistance and solidarity. For those who have registered, they have not yet completed. It is also an opportunity for you to complete within these 8 days and stand to benefit all your advantages as from the 30th of June 2023. Just call any of our agents who are out there. Their numbers are 690-202840, 690-202840, 699-442977, 699-442977, 67439-2746, 67439-2746, or 695-339503. Those are the numbers of our different agents who are out there. If you call them, they will meet you wherever you are, so that and register you or collect your contribution to complete your registration and contribution to the mutual assistance and solidarity MASO. Remember that MASO is built on the African spirit of solidarity, and with MASO we simply live our African values, so that together we are going to have a fulfilled life full of happiness. At MASO, we simply live our African values.
Dans un instant, sur votre radio, c'est la pub.
Up next is our commercial page.
La rentrée scolaire 2023-2024, c'est pour bientôt au complexe scolaire bilingue international Espérance, situé à Mini-Prix-Bastos, de la maternelle au secondaire, anglophone et francophone, système international Cambridge de la 6e en terminale. Les élèves ont des ordinateurs privés avec une plateforme de révision. Et ce n'est pas tout, salle de classe climatisée. Les cours du soir entrent en jeu à partir de cette rentrée scolaire. La tenue est offerte, infrastructure sportive disponible. Le complexe scolaire bilingue international Espérance est prête à accueillir vos enfants pour une formation de qualité. La sécurité est à la pointe. Une équipe de professionnels vous attend pour des renseignements et de vous inscrire massivement. Pour en savoir, depuis la première année d'ouverture, nous avons fait 100% au CEP, au BPCE, au probatoire, au baccalauréat, y compris le DCE Ordinary and Advanced Level. Nous sommes situés à Mini-Prix-Bastos. Infoline 661 81 59 24 665 79 95 69. Complexe scolaire bilingue international Espérance. Nos enfants nous sont chers. Donnons-leur le meilleur.
Royal FM is out to conquer the world. Listen to your radio in Yaoundé and its surrounding on the frequency 88.4 FM. On the internet around the world, Royal FM is available on the Royal FM application, downloadable from Play Store. On Facebook, our program and replays are available on the Royal FM Cameroon page. Royal FM all in capital letters and Cameroon in small letters and space included. We are also present on YouTube through the Royal FM Cameroon channel. Royal FM all in uppercase and Cameroon in lowercase, space included. Royal FM, the listener's radio.
Royal FM, toujours à la conquête du monde. Écoutez votre radio à Yaoundé et dans les environs sur les 88.4 en bande FM. Sur Internet à travers le monde, Royal FM est disponible sur l'application Royal FM, téléchargeable sur Play Store. Sur Facebook, nos programmes et replays sont disponibles sur la page Royal FM Cameroun, Royal FM le tout en majuscule et Cameroun en minuscule espace inclus. Nous sommes également présents sur YouTube à travers la chaîne Royal FM Cameroun, Royal FM le tout en majuscule et Cameroun en minuscule espace inclus. Royal FM, la radio des auditeurs.
Tout le monde écrit, mais tout le monde n'est pas écrivain. Pourquoi le devient-on? Comment le devient-on? D'où vient l'inspiration?
Écrivain, écrivaine.
Le point littéraire.
On connaît les écrivains à travers leurs œuvres, mais connaît-on leur univers?
Le point littéraire.
Le point littéraire, tous les mercredis de 20h à 21h sur Royal FM.
Prenez le rendez-vous avec Jean-Jacques Foucault.
Jean-Jacques Foucault.
Bonbons et piments. Bonbons et piments, ce sont les faits de société, des tas d'histoires de toute nature, vraies et fausses.
Bonbons et piments avec Iboy Labé Mikado, c'est tous les lundis et mardis, 22h minuit. Le mercredi, jeudi et vendredi, 21h minuit.
Bonbons et piments est une émission de Iboy Labé Mikado.
Lumière sur la nation, c'est votre émission d'édification et de décryptage de la parole de Dieu sur les notions de foi chrétienne tous les 2 derniers samedis du mois entre 13h et 14h55 minutes. Une présentation de Anne-Priscille Koubiteb. Lumière sur la nation est une production de l'Académie Séminaire en collaboration avec Royal FM.
Royal FM.
Sports Hour is a sports program in English in which we give you a full dose of sports news, interviews, commentaries, reports in Cameroon, Africa and the world. Sports Hour on Royal FM 88.4 stereo.
And thank you so very much, Remy Alekume. After those publicity page, we'll come back to the program Sports Hour. And Sports Hour, we begin with our editorial of the day prepared for us by Etienne Menjo.
Good afternoon, Abel. For some time now, the development of youth football has been the topic of discussion in all phases of human activity in Cameroon. This is not a new topic, but the need for youth football to be developed, thereby securing the future strength and successes of the game is vital. The Cameroon Football Federation, however, is committed to promoting youth football competitions so as to bridge the gap between grassroots and the elite. This commitment, however, is supposed to be accompanied by concrete actions whereby the physicality of the actions are seen on the field. These actions are not only about launching the youth football season, but actually getting to the grassroots to give youth football a platform to grow. Football being a school of life through which valuable skills can be taught, such as teamwork, dedication, perseverance, and healthy lifestyle, everyone needs to get on board for this to be realized. Many countries have gone through the process and is yielding a lot of fruit. Considering the situation in Cameroon, there is need for development to take place. It is so sad to note that academies in Cameroon have not lived up to the expectation. While some are trying to make it happen, others are only existing to benefit from football players that have almost arrived to facilitate their contract out of the country. They are forgetting that these academies should be a focal point in assisting in developing a pathway for youth players to maximize their potentials, not only in football, but in education and life. For one thing, this can only be done through the provision of good standards and practice on and off the pitch, with well-being and personal development at the center of the process. Each professional football team in Cameroon is supposed to have these sections of football strategized to effectively prepare youth to rise to the various challenges faced through adolescence, progressing into the adult years, but this is not the case. It is so unfortunate to observe that some football stakeholders see this youth sector as a waste of time, reason why they concentrate only in the so-called ready ones to make fast and quick money. It is time to have a reflection on some of these vital issues and more especially put youth football at the center of all activities. Interquarter competitions, school games, and other sporting competitions should be monitored, and identified youth should be effectively followed up to attain their dreams. Interquarter competitions, school games, and other sporting competitions should be monitored, and identified youth should be effectively followed up to attain their dreams. This development will also help to curb the rate of falsification of ages, whereby some football actors have taken it as a duty. Abel, youth football is much more than a game. It unites people, promotes pride within the community, and builds extended family. Therefore, the time to act is now to safeguard the future of football in our beloved country. Once again, good afternoon to all.
And good afternoon to you, Etienne Menjo. Thank you so very much. And Etienne is here with me in the studio. Good afternoon to you, Etienne.
Good afternoon, Abel. Good afternoon, listeners of Royal FM. Good afternoon to listeners of Sports Eye. It's always a pleasure being part of Sport Hour.
So how's the week been unfolding when it comes to sport?
Well, it has been a week of ups and downs with some interesting and some sad news being heard from left to right as far as our football is concerned. I think one of the best news that we have ever had this time was the fact that PWD qualified for the semi-finals of the Cup of Cameroon. You were not expecting PWD to qualify? Definitely, anyway, because
we are going to be talking about it. We are going to be talking about it. We are going to be talking about that. Thank you so very much for being with us this afternoon, Etienne Menjo. Evans William Jobati, once again, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Ebebe.
I say once again because since morning we have been together.
That's the job. That's what we are into.
So what has been making news in the world of sport?
Okay,
are you in the same mindset like Etienne Menjo?
Yes, I'm in the same mindset. I was expecting not actually the refusing that PWD will not qualify. I was even a...
No, we are going to talk about that. I was
supporting PWD.
Yes, what is making news, sir?
Okay.
Things this week has it been?
This week have been filled with a lot of information. We have information here and there, especially with our federation, Football Federation. We see two sides. We see the ASEC being split up into two. The other club president forming their own association as the ACFPC. We see General Semenge showing up back after a long time. We also see we also see other other people like Captain Fedje of Jiko
resigning.
Yes, resigning
those are news.
We also have transfers.
Transfer news.
Yes, transfer news.
Chemalong going to Tanzania.
Yeah.
We should celebrate.
Not only Tanzania, we also have other clubs that are eyeing Chemalong, and also PWD looking at this one Ghanaian forward that PWD is eyeing, and
we'll bring in the national team.
Yeah.
Etienne Menjo Chemalong going to Tanzania. If you are the technical advisor, a family member of that player.
I think when you look at Tanzania, Abel, Tanzania has.
I know you have been in East Africa.
Tanzania
is having a football.
Yeah, it has a good structure
that can buy Cameroonian players to go and hide there.
Yes.
First time we always think that they go to the Democratic Republic of Congo. Now they are going to East Africa.
And definitely, Abel, one of the.
Is it because of the money?
Yes, one of the best things is that they pay their players. Unlike us here, that we don't even know when and how money get into the hands of the players, which is very frustrating. I think if some other presidents are resigning, I think if players can too resign, because I don't know whether they have equally received money, because it is day in, day out. You have to persevere. Tomorrow is going to be a good
the future
day.
is very bright.
The future is very bright.
You
are still very young.
bright.
And that is all the good words that they give to players. But when it comes to money, you don't hear anything.
Etienne Menjo. Anyway, Ipo decided it's football. Let's keep and watch. But before then, let's go to our focal point this morning. Evans William Jobati collected a good number of news items for us. Let's listen to it. And when we'll come back, we'll dive into serious discussion. We are going to have guys who are going to be online with us this afternoon, and we are going to be talking. And our topic of discussion, when our experts will meet, we want to find out, is Cameroon football facing any threat of any kind under the regime of Samuel Eto'o. That will be our discussion topic. You can feel free to call us each time you want. I also give your point of view, all in the name that will help to develop football in Cameroon. 671-157321, 671-157321, 658-089125, 658-089125, 620-377881. Those are different access codes that you can get it to us. But let us take this special package from Evans William Jobati.
Cameroon professional wrestler Pina Humphrey, aka Buffalo, is winner of the African Super Heavyweight belt. The native from Do in the northwest region of Cameroon beat Nigeria's Okoro Happy, alias Mighty Man. The encounter, which took place at the Yaoundé Multipurpose Sports Complex, saw delegations from Nigeria come support their wrestler in yesterday's fight night. Let's now listen to some of Nigeria's officials.
It's interesting watching the Buffalo Cameroon and Mighty Man from Nigeria in the wrestling contest. And of course, they all did very well, but there must always be a winner. And the winner this evening is Buffalo of Cameroon, which I congratulate him for being the winner. And we know that the winner is going to represent Africa in Texas next year. So we all wish him all the best as he goes to Texas next year to represent the whole of Africa. And the African continent will be behind him to support him so that he can win that contest in Texas next year.
It was a great fight, first of all. I must give credit to both fighters. But as we all saw, the fighter with the higher drive won the fight. I must commend our Nigerian fighter as well. He gave it all his best, but of course, Mr. Buffalo had more to give. So congrats to both fighters. They both won, but I guess we can't wait to see what holds in the future for our fighter. No regrets. Somebody must lose, somebody must win, and we happen to be the ones who lost. So it is what it is, you know. No, I don't have any complaints with the way the officials handled the game. I think it was all very fair and square. I just think this was a matter of who had the more strength, better skill, and I think Buffalo showed it today, and that's why he won this game.
Qualifying for the International Wrestling Championship in Texas, USA, we got his reactions in the microphone of Eratunzwe.
I told you I will be the best, and today I am the best. The fact is, I trained for more than a year when I qualified for this competition, so I could not miss it. I am the best, and I remain the best. I will keep this for long as I am still alive. And I'm telling you, it is just the beginning. The battle line has been drawn. Taking the belt is the easiest part of it, but maintaining and keeping the belt is the hardest part of it. By maintaining, from Monday, I'm getting back into the gym. For I know there's something heavier in front of me. I will dedicate this victory to Cameroon in general.
We equally got some officials of the Feka Catch alongside its president, Emmanuel Ndo, who was delighted with the win from Buffalo. Let us listen to him.
Once more we triumph, and that is the wish of the head of state that is being translated concretely on the field, led by the Minister of Sports. And today we just realized that the Feka Catch brought up Buffalo, who represented Cameroon, and made sure that our colors should fly high. When you see the green, red, yellow flying high, we just have to clap, be happy, and chant. And we also have to thank the African Confederation for letting this fight take place in Cameroon. We all know that there is no such thing again as home advantage. We saw lots of techniques, skills of the catch that we have never seen before. And I think Cameroon should be proud for having an African champion who will represent Africa in the United States of America next year.
One in Africa. I promise to do that, and I do that. You can see yourself with your two eyes. My promise is realized. We will win technically the title this afternoon. Everybody see the victory. That is, I'm not surprised to this victory just because Buffalo make himself a very good training. We give him enough of accommodation, enough of condition, good condition to prepare himself. And you see, we win technically. And I'm very happy about that. And I will continue to do things like you saw today.
On to something else now. 3 Elite One clubs have qualified to the semi-finals of the Cup of Cameroon after booking for a ticket each during the quarter-finals match they played over the weekend. PWD of Bamenda defeated Dynamo of Douala 7-6 on penalty shootout after the game ended 1-1, and Victoria United were dashed out of the race by Fovo of Baham on a 0-2 defeat. Eratus Due watched the games and now reports.
In one of the most awaited match at the Ngwaikele Stadium, Fovo of Baham has an easy win over this season's Elite 2 champions, Victoria United of Limbe, of the Cameroon Cup quarterfinals. This was the most significant match for the Limbe Bay side, who are so far not match fixed with any Elite 1 clubs, thus a disappointment for coach Guy Berlin.
I'm a coach very disappointed. Not disappointed about my boy, but disappointed because we didn't play our game. We didn't play what we were used to play because the field was so slight, and then too much blowing by the referee, too much stop of the game. But the first half, the boys did not respect the consigne. But the second half, they tried to respect it for all to elaborate the game because our style is to put ball down. Meanwhile, Fogo's style is long ball, so it was their advantage.
This, however, brings Fovo of Baham closer to claiming their third Cup of Cameroon title, with fans confident that they will get the job done. They will perhaps need to stop the high-flying column of Deja and Lobo during the semis. Ikpeme is a player of Fovo.
I was very happy that we won Victoria United because this is a team that have been unbeaten. Even in their Elite 2, they have been unbeaten, and in the Cameroon Cup, they have been unbeaten. And we are the first team that defeated them without them scoring back 2-0. It was not an easy game, but I'm really happy. It's an achievement for us to qualify for the semi-final. Every success in life comes with a work and an opportunity, so we're going to work harder. The work we've put in place concerning this quarter-final, we're going to double it to make sure that we're not going to have any mistake or any error during the semi-final.
In the other game played earlier that day, PWD of Bamenda succeeded in defeating the newcomers Dynamo of Douala 7-6 on penalty shootout after the game ended on a 1-1 on regular time. A victory they dedicate to their former president, Nijon Frunzi, who passed on to glory.
This game we are going to dedicate it to our president who just of late, Nijon Frunzi, who has been praying for us. So I think we will continue to work very hard to prepare for our next coming game.
Coach Boka of Dynamo of Douala says they will go back to the drawing board in order to re-strategize to maintain themselves in the elite run.
We lost today in the penalty shootout. I can just congratulate PWD and hope they will reach at the end. To prepare for first division to conquer it.
However, 4 clubs have qualified for the semis as Fovo of Baham will clash against Colombe of Deja and Lobo, while PWD of Bamenda faces Stade de Banjul in the days ahead.
Thank you, Eratus Dwe. Let us now listen to the team's reaction after they won the clash with just promoted Dynamo of Douala in this Vox Pop.
It's a fantastic game for PWG of Bamenda and for our late president. We just want to dedicate to him this victory.
Feeling of satisfaction. It's a game that we knew was going to be difficult. Dynamo is a tough team that knows how to manage such situations in the Cup of Cameroon. And of course, such tournament is not like the championship. Every team comes with something different. The player of the importance of this match. I reminded them of what happened in 79. I told them that a lot of water has gone down the bridge. It is 44 years now. We have to right the wrong. We don't have any right to make any mistake. We have to get onto the pitch and we have to make the difference. And I'm very happy the boys yielded to my advice and we saw the result. And I'm satisfied that at the end of the day we carried the game. So optimistic that PWG was going to make the game. And I want to believe that it was a very powerful day. It was a day meant for PWG. That's already a peace building process that I think. And sport being a uniting factor brings peace and unity in the community. I want to believe that victory that we have just gotten this afternoon is going to bring more peace to our people in Bamenda Northwest in general. As I told my boys, we have 6 finals. We've played already 4 finals. We have the 5th final we are going to be playing next Sunday. And we concentrate on the game, not looking any further than that. We are playing against Stade of Banjul and we are going to put everything in so that we carry the day and we look forward.
In basketball, the 14 pre-selected players of the Indomitable Lions intermediate team of Cameroon have been called up to begin camping ahead of the decisive FIBA Afro-CAN basketball in Angola on July 8 to 16, 2023 by head coach Luis Marie Tungi. This information was made public on the Federation's official page yesterday. Cameroon is grouped in Pool D with DR Congo and Mozambique. And it should be noted that the coach Francois Eyege, who brilliantly qualified the team, has been called up for other functions. The assistant coach Luis Marie Tungi, who was present during the qualification, will lead the intermediate basketball team during this final phase. He will be assisted by Simon Bambi, who is currently the assistant coach of Beak Yaoundé. In volleyball, the activities relating to the second edition of the Johnstone Sport Holiday activities organized by Serge Abouem Julien, president of the FECA Volley, started this Monday, 19 June 2023 at the Johnstone Sport Studies Bilingual College in Yaoundé. The holiday sporting activity brings together children ranging from ages 4 to 16 years, partaking in different activities like beach volleyball, basketball, and table tennis. The activity, which will run from June to the 30th of August this year, plays three times a week. Let us listen to a participant at the event.
Good morning, my name is Arigmeni Bedon Uyediana. My school's name is Bianju Anglo-Saxon International College, and I came here today to Johnson College to learn how to practice volleyball because I want to be an international player of volleyball. And I also came here because my parents expected that I should be an international player of volleyball. So I'm happy to be here.
In wrestling, Cameroon wrestler Pina Humphrey Sonjo alias the Marvelous Buffalo has defeated Nigeria Okolo Happy Egu to win the coveted belt of the 2023 African Super Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. The heavyweight champion aged his Nigerian counterpart at the Yaoundé Multipurpose Sports Complex over the weekend and will represent his national colors and Africa as a whole at the next year's edition in the World Championship in Texas, USA. Before this tussle, our reporter Eratus Dwe compiled the reaction of supporters and the champion and fight in this report.
This was the conviviality that supporters of Pina Humphrey alias Mighty Man Buffalo was submerged into, expressing his sole support to their brother, friend and son.
He's our son of the soil, and we want him to win. He has been impressing us from qualification up to this moment.
Just see us like this, we prepare to come and win that Mighty Man. We have to win Mighty Man.
But I know, inshallah, Buffalo must win.
We are going to eat the Mighty Man raw because here in Cameroon we do not eat spaghetti, we eat only
defeat country.
Minutes later, during his quiet moment and incantation with the gods of the land, in the dressing room, alias Marvelous Buffalo expressed his uncontrollable rage over his opponent Okoro Happy Ego, aka Mighty Man.
So I'm going to simply tell Mighty Man he has chosen the wrong place to come. He could have played on the people to choose South Africa, choose Congo, or choose another country, and he accepted to come in Cameroon. That was the worst mistake he made in his life. So, Mighty Man, you are defeated already.
Challenging his Nigerian opponent for the second time, first in Nigeria, where the organization was not good due to some negative manifestation on the battle ring.
I really thank my president for that, because he was the one that discovered those type of stuffs under the ring, and it was even one of the main reasons the fight was stopped, because instead of following the rules and regulations of professional wrestling, everything changed, and then people started like throwing things in the ring, bananas, stones, bottles. We could not really continue the fight. So seeing things under the ring, that is a perfect true story.
It was no news later on that the Cameroonian wrestler was declared the African Super Heavyweight Wrestler Champion after defeating his opponent in less than 10 minutes.
I trained for more than a year when I qualified for this competition, so I could not miss it. I am the best and I remain the best. I will keep this for long as I am still alive. And I'm telling you, it is just the beginning. The battle line has been drawn. From Monday, I'm getting back into the gym, for I know there's something heavier in front of me from Texas.
Not happy of the defeat, Mighty Man blames the referee after incurring some injury on his knee.
The referee supposed to be three count, but the referee took me an own advantage because he was side of Buffalo. If not the referee, if an international, another referee, the fight will be my fight. So I don't blame anybody than to blame the referee.
However, the Cameroonian Buffalo will in the days ahead start his intensive training session in preparation for the laudable task that awaits him in Texas next year.
Era Tuesday in that report. The former MMA fighter Francis Ngannou and president of the Professional Fighting League in Africa met with MMA champion Jon Jones. The two men met at the fight night in the US, where both men exchanged words in a quite intense atmosphere. It is important to note that the Cameroonian will in 2024 debut at the helm of the PFL, where he will be the organizer of the competitions and recruiter of new talent. But as of now, nothing is being said in relation to their possible clash. Football indomitable lioness Ajara Shoot Njoya has been at the Minawao refugee camp in the far north region of Cameroon in order to emancipate the spread of female football. But
the league knows the problems we are facing, but to discuss the problem with the league, we have to discuss it in a general assembly. Unfortunately, no general assembly is called. We are even talking about which championship.
Les ressentiments provoqués par ces lointains souvenirs.
We should integrate. That spirit of integration is what has been lacking in the national team. The traditional coach should always give part to other people. I believe the national team should be like when you participate 2-3 competitions, you should quit.
The time has come for us to put most of those divisions we had behind. We have to look towards one direction, and that is football. We have to speak one language, and that is football.
Let's keep politics out of football. Politics has nothing to do with football. Those who comes with the intentions of doing politics, for me, then they are not coming with intentions to help the young ones develop their talents. Because in football, I don't care about CPDM or SDF or whatever party we belong to. But football has only one party which is running around the pitch. That is the only one way.
We are going to accompany the league for a new form of organization and to try to reform this institution that we have on our charge.
It's enormous, passionate crowds with memories from elsewhere. The beams of the dawn.
And we are still on the program Sports Hour. We take you now to our experts' view. But before then, Etienne Menjo, I want us to talk about the Cup of Cameroon. The Cup of Cameroon was played last Sunday. We have 4 teams that are still remaining. We have Club of Baham. We have PWD Shooter Club of Bamenda. We have Stats of Banjul, and we equally have of Column of Jai Lobo. It's very strong semi-final.
Very strong semi-final, Abel. One couldn't have imagined that these 4 teams will remain in this competition ever since these fierce matches that we have witnessed since the 32 finals. And I must tell you that since it is one way, one match and you go away, it has been very tough. And we have seen all the teams that took part in deciding who becomes the first team or the winner of the Cameroon National Football Championship. All of them were voted out. We are left with four decisive teams that will set the pace of who becomes the champions
of Cameroon
in 2023. The fierce match that we are having at the semi-finals is Fuvu versus PWD of Bamenda. That is going to be a rematch.
People say it is a clash of the titans.
Yes, it is a clash, and I think it's a final.
That is the possible winner of that encounter might carry the day.
Definitely.
Does it mean that Column of Jai Lobo and Stade Betua, that is the only team that is coming from the regional, is still lacking? Permit me, let us move over to Bamenda. Romiale Kume indicates that I guess this afternoon is equally on the line to Bamenda this afternoon. Brian, good afternoon to you.
Won the competition twice, I think the first in 2001 and...
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Brian. Good afternoon to you over there in the studio. Yes, are you getting us? Good afternoon to you once again.
Yes, good afternoon and good afternoon to all listeners of Royal FM.
Yes, how is Bamenda faring this afternoon?
Well, Bamenda is cool. I must say it's a very interesting place to be, especially now that we are rounding up with the Northwest Regional League.
Yes, tell us a bit about the Northwest Regional League. Are we having hope that the team that we all know on the other side of Mongo because of his activities of late, I'm talking about Hilltop Striker, would it be one of those teams that will represent the Northwest region for the interpoles that have been built in the days ahead?
Well, yes, Hilltop probably is going to be one of the surest candidates in the interpoles and hopefully the national interpoles. But we will not, I think the Northwest population is only counting on Hilltop Strikers because I think the Northwest Regional League has improved. We have other top teams that are very promising. So as it stands now, there are a lot of threats. It will not be strange to see another team bet for Hilltop Strikers who represented the Northwest last season and of course went as far as to a better place in the Cameroon Cup this season. So there are other prolific teams too in the competition like Tuba United and Bang Bullets who are also proving to be very formidable opponents.
Wow, you talk about Bang Bullets. Yeah, we know that team.
Yes, talking about Bang Bullet has been one of the most achieving teams, I should say, in the Northwest region. That is the third time because we remember Bang Bullet too, they have once lifted the Cameroon Cup trophy as well as they were once in the Elite 2 Championship before they came back to the light of the regional league. This season we have seen that they have had a lot of formidable moves that has held up, the team in one way or the other. Currently they stand as one of the most defensive teams in the Northwest Regional League that have conceded only a goal which came from penalty. So we can equate it to the fact that Bang Bullet has not conceded any goal from a direct play.
Yes, I want us to talk about the Cup of Cameroon and the Northwest region is having a representative in the person of PWD Social Club of Bamenda. They defeated the Dynamo of Douala through penalties in a very interesting encounter out here in Yaoundé, and they will be facing Fuvu Club of Baham. Are the population of the Northwest region threatened by the fact that they are going to play Fuvu Club of Baham?
Well, you have 1 minute left. The fan base, I think the population, especially the population that are most engaged with football, they have everything under control, I should say. They are not too bothered because we have always known Northwest teams to be teams that are always up to the task, especially when it becomes a big task. We look at when even Young Sport Academy was facing a Jing Sport, it went on perfectly well. Look at even when the regional league side Hilltop Striker was facing the likes of Gazelle, the population was there, and now that PWD of Bamenda is going to face the likes of Fuvu, everything is just normal, and as fans always have it, they always go in rooting for their team. So I think if you go to knock everyone's door, a real fan's door, they are going to tell you boldly that PWD of Bamenda is going to go up to the next competition. We even had situations where we had some ancient, let me not say ancient fans, we have some older fans of PWD of Bamenda.
Okay, we'll come back to you. Yes, Etienne, we were talking about before our airtime had to leave us, but we were going to connect to Brian. He's talking about PWD Shooter Club of Bamenda. The same thing you were saying.
Yeah, I think getting PWD of Bamenda is one of those teams that we are forced to reckon with. It is very true that this season they have had a very difficult moment, surviving from relegation, only thanks to the miracle from God. But I think throughout the Cup of Cameroon finals, they have proven, but they have not yet lived up to the expectation and the will that the population wants. I want to believe, Abel, that if you look critically at the match against Dynamo Football Club of Douala, you would tend to wonder that is this the real Abapa boys that we used to know? They played as if they were joking, but seriously, they had a task ahead of them. I quite remember the jubilation that was seen after they qualified for the next round of the competition. And I think it is worth seeing them play the finals again after doing that. I think one of their project this time around, Abel, is to give honor to one-time former president of PWD of Bamenda, in the name of late May John Frundi, who passed away just a few weeks ago. They honored him last week, and I think it is their honor again to take that cup and dedicate it to him. And definitely, Abel, looking at the other teams, before talking about the teams, want to just give a snapshot. Brian was talking about teams in the Northwest, and the teams have been very competitive, very, very competitive. I think it's 5 pools of 4 teams each, and definitely you see the likes of Kumbo Strikers, you see the like of Donga United, you see the like of Bello United, you see the likes of United, you see the likes of other prominent teams that are doing well in the Northwest region. And to tell you that one of the biggest surprises to me is the Donga United team that has been making a lot of
waves.
Not
even Bangbulet.
Yes, Bangbulet, we know Bangbulet, of course, but other teams like those teams that are just coming up, without those regular names, are making their way in and out of the championship, telling you that real football, with the crisis that are going on, I think the Northwesterners still have the opportunity to play to enjoy football and to see what the boys are doing.
We have Brian, who is back with us. Yes, Brian, you were talking about the Cup of Cameroon match between PWD Shooter Club of Bamenda and Fufu Club of Baham.
Yes, I was saying that it's going to be a highly anticipated match and a tough match, I should say, because when you look at the stats currently of the both sides, that's PWD of Bamenda alongside Fufu, they are all teams that are very good at footwork, they are good at delivery, but without any thought of sentiment, I personally do think that Fufu of Baham stands a better chance in overcoming PWD of Bamenda. I'm talking just from the perspective of stats only.
Yes.
We know that football is a game that is played on the field, and it's only on that day, on the 20th, when is that? When is going to, I think on the 24th, that we are going to see the real champion. And hopefully, I think the champions of this year's Cameroon Cup is going to come out from this encounter.
Okay. The encounter between PWD Shooter Club of Bamenda versus Fufu Club of Baham. And we have Stats Banjul, who is the Ore regional team, playing against Column of Jai Elobo.
Yes, there is one thing that I think I would like to point out here, and it is the fact that I think regionally clubs are more ambitious in the Cameroon Cup compared to Elite 1 and 2 clubs.
Yeah.
We could see this right from the 32nd finals, where we started seeing the likes of giant elite clubs who were falling down to to the likes of regional league clubs or to third division teams. Normally, I think Stade Banjul, they already know it. They need nobody to tell them that they are the weaker side, and so they would want to strive further and implement a lot of tactics, a lot of things to be able to come up on top. While Colombe Sportive Jai Lobo has probably they know already that they are the giants when compared to when put to level terms with Stade Banjul. So I think it is a game of who has more ambitions is going to win. And seriously, I do think that Stade Banjul is not just going to end at the level of semi-final. I think they are going to go forth to the finals, because when you look at Stade Banjul, even in the West Regional League, they are very formidable. They are one of the most feared teams. And currently, if you ask anybody from the West region, the most assured candidate to make it for the National Interpool from the West, then that person is going to be telling you of Stade Banjul.
Yeah, so if you look at who are you predicting in the final already?
Well, I think Stade Banjul is going to come for the final. Yes, Stade Banjul is going to defeat Colombe Sportif. That's my take.
Very strong prediction. Etienne Menjo, I know you want to react, but earlier on I caught up with Fabrice Dewa. I wanted to also find out from him the match between PWD Social Club of Bamenda and Fufu Club of Baham. What redeem did he give to that game, especially when Colombe of Jai Lobo will be taking on a regional team that is called Starts Banjul. This is what he has to tell me.
Won the competition twice, I think the first in 2001 and they did again in 2010. They lost the finals to I think once, but they're the outright favorites now. But PWD Bamenda still has a very big place. They have a lot to prove now in the competition, because coming this far, a lot of people did not see them being able to achieve this based on what they had in the course of the season in the league. They escaped relegation on the final day of the regular phase of the league. So a lot of people saw them to be like that team that was going to struggle in the course of this event, but they surprised a lot of us, bringing us these good results. I think that in their first game against Dream Soccer of Yaoundé, they won 7 goals to 0, I think, and since then they have been on that good run of result, and that alone I think is a very good motivating factor for them, and it's going to push them to be that favorite that a lot of people really want them to be in this competition. Remember that I think PWD has already played 3 cup-finals, the first in 67 before they lost to Dynamo in 1979. So they know that they are just one step away from making history. That history of becoming the first team from the English-speaking part of Cameroon to win the Cup of Cameroon twice. Kumbo Straka, we all won once. Yosa won once, and of course, I think Cameroon FC too won once. So they know that they are just barely 180 minutes from achieving that historic feat. So to do that, they have to win those games, and I think that's going to be a motivating factor for them, and that makes them to become favorites. Even off pitch, I think the loss of their former president, may he so rest in peace, Ni John Fundi, who was the chairman when they lost the final in 1979 too, is also going to be an indirect motivating factor for the Abakwa boys, because they know that this is an opportunity for them to really give him a good memory, make him remember that he too was someone who really supported football. I know they did that already, winning the league and the cup a few years ago, but again, this is an opportunity for the team to really make him feel really proud in the world beyond. That aside, I think Start 2 is true that Start, they are the only amateur team in the competition, but they too cannot be underestimated. They have shown that they are a good team to play against. In the quarterfinals, we saw how they played against Start of Betra. It's true that Start is a team that plays in the second tier, but the way they played, the level of maturity that they showed in the course of that game, nobody could believe that that team was an amateur outfit that's just trying to bounce back to elite football after so many years of absence. So I think it's a very interesting setup in the semi-finals. Fufu, they remains the record holders in terms of the 4 teams that we have in the semis right now, but I think PWD and Start to have a lot to prove. Maybe perhaps the outsiders, Colombe, they are the least experienced in terms of the cup event. I think they have never played a semi-final before in the competition, talk less of playing a final. So they are still trying to learn a lot so far as this event is concerned. But then, taking into consideration that they eliminated an Eden Sport team, I think that won the cup in 2018. a year after winning the league, they know that this is an opportunity for them to really prove that they are a team that can really take something back home. They have been frustrated along the years. Over the years, they were faced with relegation a few years ago. Just recently, they dominated the first round of the top flight in the just ended season. But in the second round, they missed out on the chance of going to the playoff where they could win their first ever title. So I think a lot of history in this competition, and I think that all the 4 teams that are in will be motivated to do better because there's a lot at stake. Apart from just winning the semis and going through to the finals, a lot of the teams really want to win this competition to save their season after frustrating campaigns at their respective levels, and then going history-wise, knowing what they could achieve if they are really able to succeed in the current cup race.
Now, Evans William Jobati, you have been listening to all of them. Etienne talked, Brian talked, Cup of Cameroon. Who are those to play the final for you?
For me, aside from the famous Victoria United, PWD has always been one of the main candidates when it comes to the Cameroon Cup. But I think Fovu or Stade of Banjul can make a big difference, especially Stade of Banjul, because we know that they are like the underdogs in this competition. So I think they are.
Does the underdog theory still exist?
It's true that of recent we have not really been seeing. We see underdogs coming and beating or conquering the main people. But for me, I think Stade of Banjul is well equipped to take the cup.
We take you to our expert view because all our experts are already here. Evans, William Jobati, Brian, all the way to Bamenda. We have Etienne Menjo. Let's talk football. And football, the question we are asking is Cameroon football under any threat under the Samuel Eto'o's regime? That is the question we are going to be discussing in the next second half of the program. And this is Sports Hour. We come back to expert view in this edition of the program Sports Hour. We move straight to our thematic, a very simple question that we are asking this afternoon. And now we'll start with you, Brian. Is Cameroon football under any threat, especially as we witness the new fake-vote regime under Samuel Eto'o?
Yes, very big yes from me, very big yes, I should say. Well, I think before Eto'o was being sworn into office, it's something that we, or let me not say we, I in particularly, I was in support of. I thought it was going to be a very good choice, but without being sentimental, I think technical-wise, yes, he being in the office I think is good because I think there's been a lot of developments from the technological aspect of football, though some people would want to pick against me for saying this, because if you look at the people from the Northwest here, they're going to say that no. But looking at the technical aspects, like I've seen performance-wise, then I think Cameroon has rather been regressive in terms of their performance, because first of all, I would want to expose the fact that ever since he came into office, I think Cameroon now has had to pay, the FA, that's the CAF, has had to pay a lot of fines. First, they had to pay a fine to Coach Antonio Conceição. Next, they had to pay to Lecoq Sportif. I don't know, probably they have to pay again to the Court of Arbitration after losing the case against Gabon. So those are a few things. Then, too, when we look at a lot of other failures today, as for instance, he introduced during his mandate that the issue of match fixing and match buying has been over alarming. In the previous mandate, I think it's something that existed, but it was not up to this extent. But during his mandate, we have started seeing stuff like that. On the positive aspect of his On the positive aspect of his stay in office, I think we have had improvements. Like many young people out there now have been encouraged to take football as some kind of a profession because probably of the fees that has been implemented. He promised a lot of fees, though to an extent did not accomplish them. If we look at even in the Northwest region, we had a lot of things in the Northwest region, probably because of the promises he had made, and so people are encouraged to get more engaged into the world of football. But at the end of the day, most of these promises were not accomplished, and so it's rather, should I say, repulsive, or I don't know the term to use. So I think that probably his term in office is danger to Cameroon football, has been danger to Cameroon football, because ever since he came in, they have been moving backward instead of forward. I cannot boast of any major trophy or major competition that we have had ever since he came into office. So I don't really see his mandate as a profitable one for Cameroon football.
Can we say it is a problem of administration? Those who work with him have not been doing their job the way they were supposed to do, rather than pointing it like an individual?
Well, you have said that it is administration too, but I think everybody in his administration, he is in support of everybody in his administration. The few people he did not like in his administration, we heard how he dismissed them. We have other presidents who have come before him. They work with almost half of the administration he's working with, but then the results were not as bad as the results we have now. Take for instance, why do we still have an amateur coach like Rigobert Song as the coach of the Indomitable Lions? Why, to this point, why do we still have him? He was very fast to dismiss Antonio Conceição when he was no longer producing results for the team. But why didn't he quick to dismiss Rigobert Song too, the same way he did to Antonio Conceição?
Okay. We come back to you, Brian. I pray that the line continue to give us opportunity for us to discuss. Etienne Menjo, this week we have seen football club presidents dissolve and create their own football cup league association, saying it is not moving. And even though the senior division officer for the Wuri has cancelled that association and says that the association is illegal. Now, we equally saw the Court of Arbitration Cameroon losing the case against Coq Sportif. We equally saw Cameroon need to pay Coach Conceição. This is the same way Cameroon lost again the appeal they sent against Gabon for the Under-23 African Cup of Nations. We also saw this week Burundi beating Namibia by 3-2, pushing Cameroon to the wall. And the whole Cameroon stand at a very dangerous point when they might not qualify if they don't win their match in September 4th here in Yaoundé. All this that is happening in our football, when you look at it, can we say our football is under threat under this regime?
Saying that our football is really declining, yes, it is. But I think on a very serious note, I think Samuel Eto'o inherited what was already happening. It's true that he has come with his own issues, but part of the majority of things are things that he inherited, like this, what is happening in the Elite One presidents and all other things. I think he inherited that one. But I think when you look at the issue of match fixing and all those things that are happening around him, and the fact that at this particular point in time, right from the under 17 to the under 23, even the senior level, we have not had any trophy to reckon with, or we have been disqualified from the various. It's just telling you that there is something wrong with the administration of Samuel Eto'o. I think he has to sit back, go back to the drawing board, and see how to bring that. Football is really declining. If he's a player and he best understand football is really declining, and first of all, he should ask a number of questions to know what he promised Cameroonians. He promised to take this to another level, and definitely he told us that he knew what is happening and is ready to take Cameroon to the dreamland. The dreamland is very far now, and it's like things are crumbling. And yes, things are crumbling. I think a lot of things need to be done, Abel. A lot of things. For example, if you look at the appeal that Cameroon lost, why were they even going to that place? First, there was an opportunity to win that
match. Because the player was not in
there was an opportunity.
Regularity.
There was an opportunity to win that match in the field.
Basically, you don't have to count. You can either win, you can either lose.
You don't have to count your success only that it will come from the office. No, I know maybe that has been happening in our own system, where I read somewhere online about things that have been happening as far as this season is concerned. That when teams are going to play, you already know the winner, because everything that is very frustrating. I think we play our game very well and we win in the field. We stop all this nonsense that are going left and right to appeal or whatever. Look at where we find ourselves as far as the qualification of the Africa Cup of Nations is concerned. Until the point that we are supposed to win, it is a matter of us to win. Yes, we might win, but what message are we sending? That in every competition that we want to win, we must always our backs must always be in the wall? No. Look at what happened as far as the World Cup is concerned. We were able to win Algeria just because we had that fighting spirit. Why could we not invest that fighting spirit at the beginning of the qualifiers to make sure that we have a comfortable position? No, we go left and right to see what is happening, and at the end, and the question comes back to him. It might be true that he is surrounded about people who doesn't love him, but the real question is that if everything crumbles, we are going to look up to that man and we are going to tell him that you have failed instead of you improving our.
But he has not yet failed.
He has not yet.
It's just a moment of difficulty.
Yes, a moment
even though Brian is landing on the other side. Somebody said when there is life, there is hope. Everybody has just difficulty.
So that's what I'm saying. That if you look at the selection in our national team, if you look at in the various categories, you tend to ask yourself, really, who is really doing the selection? Because just for example, like the last friendly match Cameroon played with Mexico, people were really wondering why Jean-Pierre Samuel could be left out of the field, and then at that's the right flank of the team, we call 4 players who are playing in the same way. Why the attackers? We need attackers to score goals, because definitely if we are to play a draw game with Burundi at the end of the day, we need to score at least 4 goals. And where are the 4 goals going to come from? Which attackers?
The 4 goals is supposed to be a win, not even a draw.
That is a point. So we really tend to ask ourselves. I think it is time for Samuel to really come back.
To resign?
No,
are you asking him to resign?
Not to resign.
No,
I think he's supposed to go back to the drawing board, evaluate himself first. And then secondly, get back to those he's working and ask pertinent questions concerning what is happening. Pertinent. He has been in office for close to a year now. At December 2021, and this time I think he should try to have a cool head and think of what is happening. What is happening? General Pierre Semunge has just. I never knew that he's still interested in football, but he just came out of a sudden, and another camp is drifting. Another camp goes to visit Samuel Eto'o. Another camp is still having a meeting. Another camp is doing this and declaring.
Is it not the mafia nature of our football where some people think that they're the alpha and the omega? The moment their interest is not intact, they say no, the president is not good for us. We spoil things.
But that is how.
Because how can you explain that those who are Brian is also listening to us. Those who are and Evans is there. Those who are creating the illegal club today are those whose teams are supposed to drop to the elites too. But let's take this publicity page. When we'll come back, we'll continue our discussion.
Audacieux consommateurs de musique, le Music Bowl Tour débarque dans les régions du centre, sud et est avec 2 concerts géants gratuits. Le 24 juin à Ebolova avec Phil Beer, Coco Ajonté et Gifto le Russe. Le 1er juillet en faux, toujours Joe avec Minx, Tonton et Bogo et Messi Ambroise. Vivez des moments inoubliables dans les bars et snacks de votre ville à partir du 15 juin et gagnez de nombreux lots instantanés. Bouteilles gratuites, t-shirts et casquettes. Music Bowl Tour, c'est l'ambiance à volonté. Célébrons les audacieux. Music never stop starting. Plus d'infos sur music.cm. Avec musique, n'arrêtez jamais. L'abus d'alcool est dangereux pour la santé. Consommez avec modération.
C'est l'heure des cadeaux avec le festival Canal+. 25 billets d'avion aller et retour pour Dubaï et 400 abonnements d'un an à tout Canal+. Abonnez-vous ou réabonnez-vous pour gagner.
Together we get on well with Kaji Beer. Until June 30th, 2023, win with your proudly Cameroonian beer brand. Look under your crown and win thousands of prizes, including checks of 1 million CFA francs, motorcycles, smart TVs, and thousands of free bottles. Visit your nearest outlet and together, let's win. Do not miss any information about this promotional campaign and follow us on our Facebook page, Kaji Beer. Offer reserved for persons aged 21 and above. Drink responsibly. Kaji Beer. Together, we get on well.
Attention au choléra. Voici des conseils pratiques pour éviter le choléra. Lavez vos mains à l'eau propre, avec du savon ou avec de la cendre, après usage des toilettes, avant et après les repas. Lavez correctement et à l'eau propre les fruits et légumes avant de les consommer. Mangez les aliments bien cuits et chauds. Si vous n'avez pas accès à l'eau potable, faites bien bouillir l'eau disponible, laissez refroidir, réoxygénez en secouant pendant 2 minutes au moins. Mettez cette eau dans un récipient propre, couvert de préférence. Vous pouvez aussi rendre l'eau potable en ajoutant 1 cuillère à café d'eau de Javel pour 20 litres à traiter, conservé dans un récipient propre et couvert de préférence à col étroit. Attendre 30 minutes avant de consommer. En cas de choléra, se rendre dans la formation sanitaire la plus proche tout en continuant de boire une solution d'eau potable contenant des sels de réhydratation. Au Cameroun, le traitement du choléra est gratuit.
C'est un message de Royal FM, la radio des auditeurs.
On prend tout depuis le début.
Le mercredi des princes, une émission pour les jeunes, faite par les jeunes, tous les mercredis.
16h30, 18h.
Sur Royal FM, la radio des auditeurs. Un cocktail radiophonique jeune avec un menu 100% jeune.
Entre tes mains, je remets, Seigneur, mon esprit.
Aucun être humain n'est assez mauvais pour échapper à l'amour transformateur de Dieu.
Le chemin de la liberté. Nouvelle saison tous les dimanches, 6h, 7h55 sur votre radio.
Je chanterai gloire à l'éternel.
Le chemin de la liberté, l'amour et la justice de Dieu, porté à votre oreille par le pasteur Richard Mathias Missan et l'évangéliste Marius Nia. Retrouvez-nous le dimanche 6h, 7h55 sur la radio des auditeurs Royal FM 88.4.
Viens te dire, Seigneur, que tu es mon bonheur.
Royal FM.
Thank you. We are still on the program Sports. Joe was saying something before that publicity. Because when you look at those who have dissolved this the elite championship and the elite club presidents association to create theirs, which is illegal today, and those who are teams are supposed to relegate to the regional league. For example, here Yafood, the president of Yafood, the president of Dragon and all the like. These are people who are at the helm of managing the football. And you saw even one captain had to resign because, according to him, the General Assembly did not talk about his team. Are they not people that are bringing the confusion that we have in our football? Did Samuel Eto'o choose the right team to work with for the development of football in Cameroon?
Whether he chose the right team to work able or not, our problem is, my personal problem is that if you look at the way team presidents are sincerely handling their various teams, you would not like to play football in this country. That is a pertinent issue. And if you discover that if you see the way things are happening and they are drifting away just because their teams have been supposed to go down and they want by all possible means for it to stay, I think it would definitely tell you that this is the same mafia that's been happening in their various teams. Mm-hmm. If a team president cannot pay his players well, then I attempt to doubt whether they will give him plenty of money and he will still pay the players. It's true that they were asking for to see the balance sheet or the balance of to see what has happened as far as the subvention is concerned. But ask yourself, Abel, a good team president, you create a team not to benefit or not to benefit. The benefits from the subvention from Fecafoot or from the state should be coming to add to the enough resources that you already have. Not waiting that until this thing happens or subvention comes before you run your team. No. They have the right to go out and look for their sponsors, but they haven't. They are just very lax, very carefree, because they know that, first of all, how many of those team presidents can produce a balance sheet of what has happened as far as their team is concerned. Yeah. I
remember there's one who told us that I'm waiting for the subvention to pay my house rent.
Definitely, that is what is happening.
The one we even asked what about the players, he say it's a song
yes, and that is it. That is what has been happening. They should be happy. So if you see the way things are being managed here and look at the way things are managed next door and in other countries, you tend to ask yourself, really, do we even know where we are going to? Are we really even knowing what we are really doing as far as football is concerned? Because if I create a team today, I will not depend on the state or on Fecafoot. I have to look for my sponsors. Sponsors come in, they finance my team. I pay my players. These are the bonuses. I tell you, if you do this, you do this, you win. And you see how the players will win. Don't go and promise them only when they are already about to lose. That if you win today, I'm going to give you, and then when you lose, they win, you give them, and then forget about the rest. No, that's not how it is. And that is the same thing that's been happening in our football championship. It's true that at one moment, Samuel Eto'o is trying to bring back that question by saying that,
and he's facing a lot of obstacles.
Facing a lot of definitely because he's being surrounded by people that are looking at him as a stumbling block to what has been happening, because it is still the same people that have been handling football years after years and years after years, and you see the results.
Now, before I come to you, Evans, let me find out something from Brian, who is with us. Brian, can we say Samuel Eto'o is like the new wine in an old skin, and that is why there's a lot of difficulty? Did he actually choose the right people to accompany him in the development of Cameroon football?
I think that's where the big question comes in. He's actually the right one in the wrong place, I should say, accompanied by the wrong people as well. Because you remember some time back when Captain Vincent Abubakar was, revealing what actually transpired between Onana
and Rigobert Song. Yeah.
Yes. He made mention of the fact that Samuel Eto'o is surrounded by wrong people. And I think so that's one of the reasons that is contributing to the backward nature of what happens in the country. He's surrounded by wrong people, getting wrong advice. Probably he has a good ideas, and all these kind of fishy things keep happening probably on his back, and so he's not able to really control them. And the because
are you trying to tell us that the hands is so tight because some of those people who are surrounded around him are those who sponsored his campaign, who sponsor everything for him to become president, and today they want to dictate?
Exactly. So I don't really know what to say at this point. I don't really know what to say because the problem is something that you say is beyond. Is probably beyond his powers, and I don't think he's going to be willing to step down from the office. Or I don't know if probably he knows how to settle, because I think Samuel Eto'o is someone, if he knew exactly what to do to settle everything, then he would have done it. Because the problem is a very big one. For instance, we have every year and then you get people complaining of the head coach of the Indomitable Lions, the coach of the Intermediate Lions, of the 17 Lions, and there are just complaints everywhere, and yet nothing. He isn't doing anything. So I just do think that it is just as you said, his company, the people he's accompanied by, the people he's working with.
Let me come to you, Evans. We are talking about Cameroon football, that it is in the locker room. Can we say for certainty that Cameroon football is having some dangers that need to look upon?
Abel, first of all, I would like to remind us that nothing good comes easy. And with what the president of Fecafoot is trying to do, he's trying to like modernize our football. He's trying to bring new ideas, new sponsors. That means he's trying to show a different face of Cameroon football. But as we know, the godfathers, as we regularly call them, of the Elite 1 and 2 are against it, because that is where they tap some of their finances. That's where they tap some of their gains. That's where they gain. How can I put it? Let me just say their monies in general, as Etienne make mention of. So they are trying to build. They are trying to build up that shield that will make Cameroon to remain on the same spot, and that is what Samuel Eto'o has not understand up to this point. That these people are not with him because they like him. They are not with him because they prefer to sponsor the football of Cameroon, but instead they want to sponsor themselves. They want to have the greatest share of the cake for themselves. So these are some things that the president of Fecafoot, Samuel Eto'o, has to look into. And talking about our football that is really dying out. Yes, our football is really dying out. We see most of our football mostly done in the offices, whereas we have to do it. We have to finalize everything on the pitch. Like taking references with the Gabon, Fecafoot and Fecafoot issue. We see that was a match that Cameroon had to close it up just on the pitch. Here in Ahmadu Stadium, Cameroon had to just finish that issue, but they went on bargaining at the court, at the Lausanne with CAF and other things. So you see where we are today. We are at the point of no return. We are at the point where it will lead to it's already leading to a lot of crisis in our football. So I think those are some things that Samuel Eto'o have to really sit down and revise and rethink on the new strategies he can adopt to eradicate these problems in our football.
Wonderful. Etienne Menjo, how can we resolve this problem in our football?
It's very simple, Abel. We need to, first of all, I one of those who have been canvassing for a sports symposium to be organized in our country, so that at least we can come back to the drawing board and define who a team president should be, and define how teams are supposed to operate in Cameroon, and define as the responsibilities of each team performing at the regional, the Division 2, at the national First Division Championship. We set the modalities, and we equally set the price payment for players to be standard in such a way that everything is known. For example, if a player is living here and going to this club, we should know the transfer fee and definitely know what the state is benefiting from it. I think all of these things can be sorted out during a sport symposium, but that is not coming. And to an extent, I think it is a matter of us changing our mindset as far as the whole situation is concerned. If we know that we are participating or in taking engagements, and as far as the football championship, moving towards the development of our national football sector, I think we will not be going behind hide and seek game in order for teams to emerge or teams to be champions. That is not done. That is not done. If you hear about match fixing, you ask yourself, where did it even start from? Is it from the referees? Is it from the coach? Because sometimes some of these players or team presidents go around and then pay other team presidents for their teams not to win so that they can stand or they can remain in the first. And that is not what is supposed to happen. You see that in all everything around, it is all about us disputing and destroying at the same time, and we think that we can ever survive. These are the same people who held Samuel Eto'o when he was voted. These are the same people saying that things are going rough. This is going rough. Things are going rough. And it is still the same people that when Iyad Mohammed left, another president came, the same problems were being there. The same things were happening, and up till now the things are still happening. So definitely we should be able to sit back and really ask ourselves. I think suspending a championship for even 2 years in our country and call for a roundtable discussion on football stakeholders to discuss on how we can march forward with our we can rejuvenate our football season is what can definitely be, because we keep hearing things left and right. Today we are playing a championship where they say tomorrow there's no money, and there is that there is that, and it keeps wondering whether we really know exactly where we are going to.
Brian, what do you think is the best way we can solve this issue of the dying horse of the Cameroon football with the president, Samuel Eto'o? What do you think he should do at this point in time?
Well, usually I have my one solution.
Okay.
Which is I'll use a very harsh word, but I don't really mean it. But I think from what I'm going to see, I'm going to understand, which is to bomb everybody, like to defeat everybody that is in that current government and bring in a new government, like plant a new seed. That is what, to me, I think is going to make, because only within that administration we have people who are promoting match fixing, match buying, and nobody will ever know about them. So if we say probably the solution is to change the FA president and you keep such seats within the administration, you have done nothing. If we say probably it is to dismiss the entire administration, leaving the president, then we have done nothing. So to me, I think the best idea is to, the whole government should be changed, the whole administration, the whole FA administration should be changed. We have a new administration with new rules, new objectives.
New rules, new objectives, but also think that we should try to put an end to the issue of so many court cases that we have in the country, Brian?
That's the issue. The current administration thinks that the best way to solve issues is to drag them to court. I don't know why you should be eliminated from a competition and you decide to drag them to court and stuff like that. So that is why I would say the best solution is to dismiss the whole administration, because the current administration, they have proven to us that they think that football is played on paper, is either played on paper or played in court.
Evans?
Yes, I agree with Brian. Yes, it's true that it is really looking harsh. It's looking more of a tyrant. But I think that's the best solution, because these people have been there from the very start, from the very beginning. So they have witnessed a lot of problems in this association, in this federation. And just allowing them and changing the rules will not really function that way. So the best thing is to dismiss them. I don't know, be very harsh.
Who is going to dismiss them? That is the first question.
That's the first question, and the only person that can answer that question, or the only person who is capable of doing that, Etienne, I think, is the highest authority in the country.
The president?
The president.
Suspending the football?
The entire football. That's the best solution for me.
And the funniest thing that when he does that, if he does that, FIFA is going to come in. That
the administration of enter into the football, and for that reason, there is going to be another confusion. Are we ready for all those things?
But it's not the first time that the administration is entering into the local football of the countries. We have even European countries who do that. Like for instance, let me take the case of France. We saw at one point where the president of France had to enter into Paris Saint-Germain.
But do you think that France is Cameroon?
No, it's just like an example. And minus that, I think when the president enters into this situation, it's because he wants a change. He wants to see the football or the sport of that country going in high heights, not just dancing the backyard
Franklin is also joining us. Franklin is also joining us. Good afternoon to you, Franklin Wanchi.
Good afternoon, everybody of Samari. Good afternoon to all the listeners of Royal FM and special midweek to all the lovers of sport hour.
Yes, we are talking about Cameroon football. Do you think we have facing any threats with the regime of Samuel Eto'o?
I think when we look into the local football, we see that there has been an improvement. But when the football is going out to the international level, there is a problem. Because our national team has been performing very well, and even our teams that represent us in the continental level, the performances are very dull. So I think there's a problem somewhere, but the problem does not come from management. It may come from the team themselves.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, Brian, you are still with us. Brian, we talked equally about the issue of court case, but don't you think that our club presidents also are not helping for the development of football?
That is why I'm saying that the problem is coming from the teams themselves. Because I think that Ovila made something in this, when he just came into power, he made something like close to partnership with companies so that the companies can promote the football. There was, during the World Cup in Qatar, we saw club presidents that went to Qatar to arrange for partnership with clubs in Qatar. So up to this level, we are not seeing the results of the partnership. We don't know whether the partnership was fruitful or not. So I think if we have a good idea, but to put the idea into reality, there's a problem there. I don't know whether the problem of the club presidents who are much more into, because club presidents always think of the money that they have to be paid in, not the work. If our club presidents could be thinking of the job they have to do, it will be more better than the thinking of the money that they have to receive.
Yes, Brian, over to you, Brian.
Well, I think the problem is a general problem. It's not only a problem that concerns the FA. I think it is a problem too that is caused by some club presidents. But I think too, the Ethiopian regime has contributed to a lot of these problems. For instance, we are looking at football as a business. That is every president that has a club. We are saying that it's just like a supermarket that you have opened, and so you are responsible for funding your business and all that. But now we have club presidents who are too money-minded, and so they are hoping on the FA, they are hoping on the promises that the FA has made them to be able to run certain activities of the club. We look at the issue of the president of Rangers FC of Baku to the Northwest. He even went as far as talking against the president of the FA, that's Samuel Eto'o, and a lot of many other issues. You see situations where most of these club presidents, they don't even encourage their players to play football. They don't, motivate them with the normal things we know are supposed to be given to players. So these are little things that are also causing the football not to move in the right proportion. So I do think, yes, club presidents who have a hand in the issue, but I think a more serious FA, a more serious association is going to put all these club presidents to their various places, and then we are going to have the best generation of football, or the best football Cameroon can ever have.
Okay. Yes.
I think part of the.
Let me. Yes, Franklin.
I am associating with Brian that the club presidents are more money-minded than the job they have to do. What I think is that Seraphim should do, like they should give like a work schedule and let the presidents know that for you to receive this money, you have to do this, and do this first of all, before the money. Because I think the parents have taken the issue of money to manage more than the issue of football. Yes, football is a business, but in the business, you have to give in first. You have to give the product first, knowing what the profit is coming in. Products before profit.
Okay. Yes.
Abel, I think part of the problem is us, the sport journalists, because we are the one, we can put a stop to all this nonsense.
Yeah.
We can't. We have the power to do that. But what do you see that sport journalists are not one? Sport journalists, they only care about what they want to benefit from left and right.
Yeah.
Just imagine, Abel, a match is being played in the field. At the end of the match, the two teams are going out. Instead of sport journalists running to interview players, they're running to interview the
club president.
The club
leaving
president.
The actors to come and take
to go to the team president. What is the team concern of the team president as far as that particular match is concerned?
Okay.
So that is what we have. So I think sport journalists are part of the problem. They have contributed seriously to the problems that are happening, especially when they have to move from one media house to another in order to preach other things
to take
happen.
This caller online who is also eager to say something on the program. Yes, Johnny Ba.
Summary and a good afternoon, a special one to Etienne Menjo. There's a problem with Cameroon football. I want to say something, whether you believe it or not. The way Samuel Eto'o came into power, he came to power with a lot of arrogance. He disrespected the Minister of Sports when the minister already announced on national television that Conceição was going to stay. He disrespected him. He disrespected many other people. And now, these big people did not give their blessing to Samuel Eto'o. I have the impression that they are putting sticks on his legs.
Okay, we got you there. They are putting him a lot of obstacles. Thank you very much, Brian, for being with us this afternoon. Thank you very much, Frank Liwanti. Thank you, Etienne Menjo. Thank you equally, Evans.
Thank you.
We have not even exhausted the topic. Thank you guys so very much. We'll take the appointment next week where we'll continue discussion. Still on the program Sports. Good afternoon to you, GCN. Toilette, non, Jean-Claude Tingué.
Oui, bon après-midi, Bella Samari, à tout le panel et puis il y a l'équipe des techniciens, il y a tous nos auditeurs.
What are we be expecting in the program Mercredi de Prince?
Et effectivement, le Mercredi de Prince, la tribune des jeunes sur la radio Royal FM 88.4. Les jeunes qui vont se mouvoir pendant près de 90 minutes et proposer pas mal de divertissements et d'informations qui se rapprochent de leur actualité, surtout de leur environnement, à destination du public jeune qui est connecté sur Royal FM.
Listeners, don't move a muscle because program continue over Royal 88.4 FM. Stay blessed.